So I did it. I gave myself a haircut. I try to give myself a pixie, but my hair is naturally curly, so, and I'm not a hairdresser, but what typically happens is I'll go to a hairdresser, have them cut. I try to find a reasonable one because they're all pretty good with my hair. If I tell them exactly what to do, I have a cowlick here. I don't know if some of you remember, it would kind of stick up here. Well, anyway, if you cut my bangs, they have to be cut at a pretty steep angle. Otherwise, when the bangs pop up, then if you cut my hair straight, my bangs straight, they actually kind of do this. So anyway, I was pretty happy with it today. I'll show you the back, but it's got a funny little wave. Anyway, so that's it for the hair, and great day, wonderful quiet time this morning. And I'll share at the end of this what had kind of come to me today that is something that I'm working on, and that kind of started with the seed thought this morning in my quiet time. I got up, I did want to go running. I didn't have the chance to, so I'll be getting up early tomorrow morning. It is 11:10 right now, and everything's ready. I just have to go in, and I will be out like a light when I get up there within probably 10 minutes. Okay, so great day at work. I got a lot done because there were some slow pockets. I got to work in the men's department today, so I got to know a whole lot of the fabrics and the styles and everything. And of course, the clients that came in were wonderful. Excuse me. And that's kind of it for work. Excuse me. And let's see. Anyway, I touched base briefly with somebody that I hadn't talked to in I think it had been years actually since we had talked, checked in with each other. So that was just a brief check-in, which was good. It's a high school friend and also a college roommate. And then, actually I spoke to another college roommate this morning, very, very briefly for about 2 minutes. So we had played phone tag recently, but anyway, we were able to get our conversation, which was nice. Okay. And I'm playing phone tag with whomever because it's in between the hours I work or whatnot. Sometimes it's hard to get a hold of people, but we'll get there. Okay. So the Texas Rangers are playing the Boston Red Sox, and tickets are super, super cheap. The cheap ones are really cheap. And so I decided tonight was, I got there a little late, so I decided I have a budget for such things, and I decided to go to the Cask and Flagon and watch the end of the game. So last night, the Red Sox won 9-8. Tonight, they creamed the Texas Rangers. It was 9-1. Now, I wore this. And I have my So I wore that there, but then once I got there and I wasn't going to go to the game, I took it off. I didn't want hat head. And I went to the Cask and Flagon. I just sat there and watched the game and watched the end of it. And I met a very nice couple. There wasn't much left of the game. But anyway, they actually had moved from the Midwest. They were pastors. And then I saw one of the waitresses had remembered me from the Paul McCartney concert. And while I was talking to the people from the Midwest, she was really cute. She walked by, she said, "You're the one from Texas who was here for the Paul McCartney concert." I said, "Yeah." Anyway, she was really, really sweet and took care of me with my tonic, no ice and lime, which pretty much is free. Anyway, there is also another worker there that, I said hi to that person. They had come to one of the openings, and a very, very sweet young person. And so as I was leaving, they were very, very sweet and waved a big howdy. Now, when I was leaving, I'm trying not to all right, no ums. Glacier Gray, the drummer, was playing Mr. Brightside, and there was a group of youngsters. They loved this song, and they were singing it to the top of their lungs, and they were so animated. There must have been 10 of them. The people driving by were filming them. And then I walked by the vendors who sold me this, and every time I walk by, hey, Dee, everybody knows me as Dee, because if I say my name, they call me Debbie or Diane or something like that. So I just say, call me Dee. So everybody knows Dee. And there is a Uber. All right. They're like, hey, Dee. And one of them said, I saw you biking by here the other day, and I waved at you, but you didn't see me. He said, you were very focused on your bike ride. I said, yeah, I have to be. Although the drivers here are great. They have these wonderful bike lanes, which actually, okay, this is a parking lane, but right here, if you go up a little bit, there'll be a biking icon. And so you just stay on that, and a lot of times it's green. And if you stay on that, then the cars are very respectful. They really are here. And so a lot of people don't wear helmets. There's no helmet law. And so you'll see a lot of people who don't wear helmets. So a lot of people do. Most people, no, a lot of people don't. Maybe, I don't know, it could be half and half. All right, let's see, what else can I tell you? So my thought for tonight, and this is something that I'm working on. And I know that I had mentioned, especially last fall, I had talked about ghosting, gaslighting, and gossip. And then I had mentioned recently a fourth, which was grieving. And I got to thinking, I think it was that seed thought this morning, depending on the situation, somebody may not be ghosting you. They may be, they may be very, very busy. And the other thing with technologies, and I noticed this with me, sometimes when I get a text, it gets lost. And then I'll be scrolling, and a few days or a week or so later, or 2 weeks later, there's a message that I didn't read. The other thing is, once in a while, I will get a text from somebody. I see it come in, and it is, the timestamp is hours or days earlier. I don't know what that is. So here's the thing. If anybody is contacting me and you don't hear from me, it's not because I'm doing that to you. It's because there's probably something on my phone. So try again, or try me through Facebook, through Messenger. And then the whole thing with gaslighting is basically narcissistic abuse, where somebody wants to go in and mess with your sanity. They want you to believe something that's not true about yourself. And sometimes people are not gaslighting you. They might just have a different opinion or than me. And maybe if I just listen, I can decide if I agree with that or not. But as long as I'm at peace with who I am, regardless of what people think I should do or be, as long as I'm at peace with who I am and where I am, things will be fine. Does that make sense? The fourth thing, gossip. Now, sometimes it may not be gossip. Sometimes I felt like that was a little personal, so I didn't want anybody hearing anything. Okay, sometimes people may be concerned about someone, so they might talk to a third party, and that would not be gossip as far as I'm concerned. I think it becomes gossip if something is said that's not true, partially true, and it gets spread like truth. So that would not be gossip. Because I think it's very important, if people are concerned or don't know what's going on, maybe to get a third party's opinion to decide what to do with, maybe a situation that you're, especially if you're a people person, you want things to be good. There's the saying in the Bible, we want things to be good with God and man, and as much as it depends on me to live at peace with all men, I think that is possible. So, and I'm working on that too, because but I think to live at peace with all men and with God, we have to have peace with ourselves, be at peace with ourselves and our circumstances, regardless of what has happened or what may happen. The next thing is grieving, and I think this is maybe something, grieving is a necessary part, and you could grieve anything, and anything that is painful. To hold it in really creates a toxicity in oneself, and it's very important to get that grief out. And there are many ways that you can, through exercise, you can sweat it out, you can meditate it out, you can read things to change your mind or to take you to a good place. Maybe you need a different diet. Maybe there is something that you are eating that is poison to your body, and it is affecting other systems in your body. Maybe there's talk therapy. There are all kinds of different therapies. But grief has got to go somewhere healthy, or it will hurt the person who is grieving or hurt the people with whom they are grieving. And then when the grief is over, here's the trick. This is the trick, and this may be where you can give me some wisdom. How do you talk about, how do you mention, and I think I've just answered my own question. I almost think that some things need no more than a footnote mention, this thing happened. And the way it is related, you can tell in the other people's response if you've gotten through or are mostly through or almost at the end of that grief, so that you can let that go and enter in a new present and a new future with future dreams and future hopes. So I hope that might make sense. So if you have any wisdom on that, I certainly am open to that. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going in. I look forward to having wonderful dreams. I had a great dream last night, and actually I touched base with yet another roommate for very, very briefly, because I dreamed about their daughter, and I was able to talk to them. I hadn't talked to them in a bit. And so that was a really sweet conversation. But thank you for watching. Take care, and until next time, when I have another story or thoughts, appreciate you very much. Bye-bye.